So, you've been doing family meetings for a couple of weeks now, maybe longer. Have really focused on those compliments and appreciations and appreciated some of that dedicated family time. Not that you haven't had a lot of that lately. So, we've been working on those compliments. Now we're going to move on to problem solving. So, what does that look like? The first step is just to have a place for kids and adults to write down a problem that they're having that they want help with. And so some people have a binder or a notebook. Kids can write down their name, what the problem is, and at the next family meeting, after compliments, the person who's leading the meeting will look at the notebook and see what problem is next up, and that's usually the oldest problem. And so whoever put that problem on the agenda has three options for what they want to do. They can talk while others listen, so that's just them talking about what's going on with the problem. They can discuss without fixing, so they can ask everyone to talk about it, but without fixing the problem. Or they can ask for problem-solving help. And that's typically what our family does, because our kids like to solve problems. But all three are valid options. Let's say your kids want to ask for problem-solving help. A few things that are helpful to remember. We always keep it helpful, not hurtful. So that's a phrase we use often. I always say, was that helpful or hurtful? And can you say that in a way that would be helpful? My kids are kind of sick of it by now, but it helps us stay focused on supporting each other. The second piece, which is really related, is that when we ask for problem-solving help, we're asking for people to give us ideas, solution ideas. And solutions are kind of the next step from consequences. So consequences are what we typically use to help to really focus in on the past and have kids held accountable. Solutions are more about fixing your mistake and planning to do better for next time. So how do we move forward from this and learn from our mistakes? Because we know that's how we all learn. So those are the two things that are really important. Now that you kind of have that foundation, when you get to the meeting, everyone will have a chance to share their solution idea. And they'll pass around their little talking object and each get to share an idea for a solution. And the scribe can write those down. There's a friendly reminder here. When kids offer up their solutions, they might be a little different than what you might think. We invite you to let the kids be creative. And even if you think a solution idea won't work, as long as it's helpful and not hurtful, we're going to let that happen, write down that idea, and see what happens. This is really about empowering kids and not telling them what to do. Then after everyone gets a chance to share an idea, the person who put it on the agenda gets to pick a solution that they want to try out. And over the next week, they get to try it out and see what happens. And the next week, we will check in on how that went and see if that's working for them. We wanted to show you all what a family meeting looks like. My family was not quite down with being recorded, so we are going to use my Sound Discipline family to demonstrate what a family meeting will look like. So you have to use your imagination a little bit as we're doing it on Zoom. But please enjoy.
Okay, so we're going to try a family meeting. So welcome to our Sound Discipline family meeting. I'm not sure why I said family twice. Okay.
Here we go. We got it.
Hey, everyone. So we're going to take a look at our family meeting. We're going to try it out. And I'm going to invite you to imagine that we just finished our compliment session. And I'm going to have Alan tell us a little bit about, Alan, what's your problem? What's going on?
Yeah. Well, for me, I feel like I've been spending a lot of time on screens. I think maybe a lot of us have been lately because we can't go to schools like we usually do. We can't have our meetings in person. And being on the screen so much, I've been feeling kind of tired. My body feels a little bit tired and a little bit sore. I'd like some ideas for what are things that could help me with that.
All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give everyone 30 seconds of think time to think about what's a solution idea for Alan. And then we're going to pass the talking object around the circle to give our solution ideas. And Reed will be writing those down. So let's have our 30 seconds think time. Okay. So I'm going to pass the talking object first down to Devin.
Thank you. Alan, I'm having that issue too. And I was thinking that one thing you could do is schedule regular breaks into your day so that even if you have multiple meetings in a row, you take 5 minutes in between them to go outside, just get a breath of fresh air before you come back in.
Thanks, Devin. I'm wondering if going on walks regularly would be helpful for me. So just making sure that multiple times a day I get some fresh air, I get my blood pumping, maybe even every couple hours. So that's one idea I have. And I'm going to pass it up to Reed.
Same, having the same issue. And one thing that's been helping me a lot is to not look at a screen for the first hour of my day and do some morning ritual stuff. I do some writing, I do some stretching, just having time that's just my own. Passing it back to Erin.
I think you should pull out that basketball and dribble around the block a couple of times, see if that can get you moving. Okay, Reed, would you like to read off the list?
Yeah. So, Alan, you could schedule regular breaks, like 5 minutes to go outside in between meetings. Going on walks regularly, maybe multiple times a day. Having a morning ritual, time away from, like a specific time away from screens. Or pull out that basketball and just dribble down the street.
Yeah, so which of those would you like to try, Alan?
Okay, they all sound really good to me. I might actually try all of them. I think I want to try the morning ritual piece. That just like an hour without screens, just kind of for me time, and maybe even an hour before bed. Yeah, that'd be really helpful for me.
All right, well, we'll check in with you next week at our next family meeting.
Bye.
Bye all.
Okay, so hope you enjoyed that. For your first problem-solving meeting, it can be really important to have you bring an example of a problem that you're having, and not a problem with them or something that they're not doing or doing. So it might be something like, I can't find my keys for my drive to work, which maybe someday we'll go back to work. Or I keep forgetting to take the recycling out on Wednesday nights. So when you do that and you actually take the kids' solution ideas seriously, it can really show them that they matter and that they can be helpful. They're not used to us adults looking to them for help. So we just invite you to try that out and go with your own problem that's not about them. And then maybe some of their problems first before you bring any of your problems, like kids aren't cleaning or doing the dishes or doing any of the things. So wait on those a little bit. So we just invite you to try it out this week and see how it goes. And remember to be gentle on yourself. We're going through a lot of stress these days, so just try to have fun with it. Thanks, everyone.